Well, we are loading Cloud Kingdom, which is weird, by the way. This Cloud Kingdom ban is so pro that it has 2 game tips at the bottom of the screen instead of only just one.
Oh my God. See, that's what happens. That's why Korean players are so much better,
Yeah.
Kev.
No, we got it all figured out. Guys, they got 2 tips. This is so unfair. Look at this.
I would improve at twice the rate.
No wonder they are twice as good. They get twice as many tips of Blizzard. It's just so unfair. Alright, guys. The 4th game of the night. It is going to be Major, our Mexican Terran, against Caliber, the North American Proto. So we just continue with North American players on the Korean server.
Kev, unless Korea has a different calendar from the rest of us, I have no idea what holiday it is.
Okay, well, someone PM'd me and he said it isn't holiday in
Unless
Korea.
it's perhaps the Mid-Autumn Festival. But this still doesn't really line up with our dates here.
Well,
So.
I don't know, Ben. All I know is that Major is having a nice day.
Wait a second. So they're actually ahead of us. So it's tomorrow in Korea, right?
Yes.
So maybe it's Armed Forces Day. But that still doesn't quite line up. Of course, Armed Forces Day is the day that venerates and honors military forces of the Republic of Korea. Because in 1950, during the Korean War, South Korean forces broke through the 38th parallel on this day. Now you know.
Everybody knows.
And now you know.
Caliber is, of course, our North American Protoss on the right top side of Cloud Kingdom. And Major is our Mexican Terran spawning on the left bottom side. Major so far has won $225. He's going to go up for his 4th win of tonight. We might still have a very special guest tonight, if that happens, if we don't have enough players. But I guess if we just keep inviting Duran's teammates, we are going to have enough players. I'm just kidding, Duran. I'm just having fun.
You know what another good way to have fun is, Kevin? By heading over to Twitter and following Liquid Ret. He always says insightful things like Poland and Polish vodka is awesome. Of course, Ret just arrived at the Ministry of Wind Gaming House in Poland and will be training there for the next few months. I'm very eager to see what
some serious liver training over there.
What practicing with Snoot does for his A game.
I don't think Snoot is in the house right now.
Oh, that's right. He went to Korea.
Yes.
Damn. That reference just fell flat on his face. It's going to do wonders for Ret's ZVP.
Yes.
He'll never lose to another 7 game.
Boy, Red is going to be like Major in the previous game. He doesn't even scout. He knows he's getting 7 gated. Like this amount of practice with
Man,
Desert.
what great game sense. No?
I'm actually very happy for Desert that he's able to go to the Ministry of Wind. He was very happy about it, and he's a very hard-working player. He's been to Korea for a while. I think he had a lot of, he improved a lot there, but he's still not just there yet. But I hope that he will find the success that he's looking for in Europe.
Certainly being in an environment with players like Rhett, who have played at the highest level for such a long time, can only be good for Dez.
Yep, and also guys like Titan. Man, if there's like, you know what they always say, that you're a product of your own environment. So if you're surrounded by lazy people, you get lazy yourself. If you're surrounded by Titan, man.
Wow. Desert's going to come back a Russian badass.
Not just that, man. Desert is going to come back as a monster. Desert is going to make tweets like, wow, I used to think that 45 games a day was a lot, but I saw Titan, he played 78 and he still wanted more. So,
is Titan the player that used to practice in the sunglasses?
Yes.
Can you tell that story? Because I think it's awesome.
Well, we'll just take a look at the openings, then I can share that little story. That's interesting. Caliber tried to fake out Major over here as he took out this, as he took his second simulator, and now he's gonna cancel it and still expand. So this is actually very funny. This is like the reverse mind gate. Normally, when you all in, you pretend that you don't all in, and then you will all in. And now Caliber is actually doing the opposite. He's like, I pretend I'm going all in, but actually I'm gonna expand. Very interesting.
Sneaky, sneaky.
But Major wouldn't be Major if he doesn't try to go for the double check. So right now there's no time for a Titan
Caliber's trying really hard to deny it, though. He knows that he needs to keep his opponent in the dark. Man, this Stalker is like...
He's running.
Come on, man. That is just impeccable, impeccable map awareness there from Caliber, who just seemed to know that the SCV was going the long way. Very well played. Major right now has to be a little sad.
Major is a guy who's very keen on his barracks placement. He could have just left it there, but he's like, no.
No, man.
I want to see it line up.
Feng Shui leads to a healthier lifestyle. I actually bought a Feng Shui book one time. I don't know if it's Feng Shui or Feng Shui. Do you have any input on that one?
Nope.
It's F-E-N-G. S-H-U. Oh!
Well, that's a very unfortunate moment right there for Caliber, as he wants to, it's very nice of him to pause and or to ask about it and then pause. I would say in future Caliber, you can be a little bit more badass. It's not bad mannered at all to just pause. Because right now you almost ended up losing your Stalker because you were riding. As he said, yes, suffering from a little bit of lag, so he's going to see if his roommates are torrenting. Of course, the only thing that his roommates will ever be torrenting is NASL VODs.
Of course, guys. And
but you don't actually have to do that. You can just go to youtube.com/NASL.
Get it all for free.
So guys, stop torrenting, really.
We have to put it out there. We do not support torrenting.
No.
It is not supported by the North American Star League.
And most of those things that you torrent, I don't support of either.
Never torrent anything that your mom wouldn't be okay with.
No. So don't torrent Bambi. My mom got really sad when she showed me Bambi. When I was a little kid. Do not torrent
movie
Bambi.
about the deer?
Yeah.
You know what movie I thought was really sad when I was a kid?
Miracle.
No, that movie is inspirational.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite. Whenever I'm sad, I go watch either Miracle or Rocky Balboa. Those are my two.
The Muslim is a really big fan
movies.
of Rocky Balboa as well.
It is the best feel. Like if you're ever having a bad day, like Morgan, you need to go home and watch either Miracle or Rocky Balboa. I'm just saying, it'll make you feel really happy about life. It's a good story, man.
In-game.
All right, so our game is back live.
Major is going to scout around on the top side of the map. We can talk all about movies later on then. As you see, Major is finally going to get the confirmation. Oh!
Again, shut down, Caliber.
That was so close.
Like a boss.
But I mean, Major has to know right now because any all-lane, well, I mean, he can't know for sure. He only has a bonk.
I'm so surprised he hasn't added an extra one. He
Yeah.
seems to have like the game sense
Of a Major.
of a major StarCraft legend, which he is kind of becoming. He's certainly the best player ever to come out of Mexico.
In the North American scene. He's one of the best Terrans as well. Might be the best. Some people call him the best. He was the highest placed non-Zerg player in WCS North America Continental Finals.
I feel like I was going to make a really good point when we were talking about torrenting and Bambi. Oh, the movie that makes me sad. I have to tell this story. It's E.T. Have you ever seen E.T.?
Nope.
It's like a little alien. It's like
I know it, but
I got so sad at the end of that movie when I was a kid, and I just refused to ever watch it again because I knew it would make me sad the next time.
really weird saturation over here in the main base of Caliber, as we can see. Yeah, he has almost 3 full lines of probes, so he's close to 24 probes, while his natural is quite undersaturated. What players normally do is they go up to 16 workers in their main base, and then they start rallying or transferring the rest of the probes to the natural. That would, actually, nice move right here, but Major picks up one Stalker.
Oh, if he'd have left a Marine on the tower, he might have been able to get it, but...
In any case, you would Caliber could have be earning a lot more money than he actually is doing for the last 2-3 minutes in this game.
Yes, sir. You are, of course, exactly right.
Major was a little bit paranoid about Dark Templars this time, or it could have been Blink Stalkers, and he either hoped to perhaps snipe off the Observer. But neither of that is the case, as he's just playing against a relatively standard build over here from Caliber. Caliber just did a very good job in denying it, and he did allow to get a nice work lead, 48-41.
Yes, sir. Other than that, nothing too terribly noteworthy happening other than this first Colossus that's about to pop out. Big Papa makes the Protoss army so much stronger against any sort of bio ground force, and it's going to make it difficult for Major to really engage the Protoss player until he has some Vikings out on the map.
And both these guys having a really good game sense of where their opponents are. As this Stalker is going to find that, that Marine.
Run, Billy! I'm glad I picked up my drugs today!
Stop, guys. I saw something big, it was grey, it was metal, and it shot lasers. I don't know from which robot house it came, but it shot, but it did shoot lasers.
Wow, what if it shot razors? That would be even more terrifying.
Yeah, would be very good against Bio. Not very good against mech, it would just bounce off, you know. 0 damage against mech, but additional damage against Bio.
I want a unit that shoots razors, that sounds amazing. That's kind of what the Lurker was. Shot underground razors.
But Major is still having a work lead right now, Ben, and Caliber is gonna, well, with a force field he will be fine, but he has all of his units. Position is natural.
That's a terrible place to be right now, Caliber.
He really just has to back off right now. There's no way that he can, well, I mean, there's a way he can fight, but right now he has absolutely 0 units in his main. So if he would get dropped, this gives me a deja vu of Misa against OGS Inca on Cloud Kingdom, which was not the best PvP I've ever casted in my life. Wow, actually this is weird. Major expected there was an observer above his army, but there wasn't. That doesn't happen very often.
Nope. Instead, he continues taking off those rocks and scouting around with Billy the Factory.
He knows he has a small window right now. All of the units of Caliber, which Major sort of can see over here as well, are here right now. Oh, Major can do so much damage. Oh no, Major!
The old 1 Marine drop. That is the...
Whoa!
Oh, I got it!
look. Wow, Major could have done some serious damage over there, I really feel. Even though right now there are a couple of units there from Caliber, and of course Colossus can cliff walk, so they would have been able to help out a little bit easier, but I still think that would have been a good engagement for Major either way. Right now Caliber is already up to 61 probes on the 2 base, and now we see him warping in that third nexus as well. Caliber is actually putting up a really good fight against Major, despite this game being a little bit strange so far. And making like a few minor mistakes. I really think you will almost always see people getting only 16 probes and then already start transferring. He didn't do it, but somehow he's in more than fine economic shape.
Yep. Major with a small supply lead right now, 141 over 125.
And Major's still only on 2 base, so this kind of gives me the feeling of the games we saw between, for instance, ST Hack and Mana, where Terran players just stay on 2 base for a very long time, and they try to hit on that moment. Protoss goes a little bit greedy, either goes double Robo or double Forge, and anything which includes 3 bases. And that's going to be really hard. Right now, Major's going to bring the SCVs as well, and this is that scary 2-base push. And it's going to be so hard for Caliber to deal with.
The exact timing you were just talking about, Kev. Well said here. Caliber, I'm not sure how aware of this he is at the moment. He is gearing up to mount a defense up at the top of his natural. I don't know if this is the best position to do this from. Cloud Kingdom narrow chokes abound.
Oh, we saw Caliber actually canceling his third base.
Major's just going to go for this. He is just going to go for this right up that ramp. Caliber did cancel that base just like you said, Kevin.
Oh, great force field.
Major, why would you attack from that angle? Colossi are going to get so many kills, and we've just got Warpins coming down right in front. Major, I think, just said to himself.
Actually, Major is doing fine.
SCV's pretty good. GG. Okay, then. That's exactly why he chose to attack from that angle, Kev, because he knew that he had just so much stuff. He said, I don't care how many robot house you have.
Those Vikings helping out so extremely much, taking out those Colossus. Otherwise, you would say this Colossus would have been completely untouchable. But the moment those Colossus fell, there was just so much more DPS again in the army of Major. But I'm not going to lie, I did not expect it to go as well as it did. Certainly not with those 3-4 cannons on the right side as well.
Yeah, I mean, let's be completely fair. If Major attacks down from the third base, he's got more surface area. Surely that would have gone even better. But still, the way it works out, he had enough units, so it didn't matter that much.
I guess the mistake that Caliber made is not actually focusing on the Vikings, because the Vikings were the only thing that could really deal with the Colossus, and it didn't really matter how many bio or gateway units he would lose before. As long as those Colossus stay alive, he still has the sentry, he can renew the force field. He is going to be more than fine. All he had to do is keep his Colossus alive. I think putting them closer to the cannons would have worked as well. Would have made it even harder for the Vikings. So right now the Vikings were, I wouldn't say they were completely covered, but they were hard to reach at least for the Vikings.
Over the high ground in a really just awkward position. I mean, Major definitely didn't have a follow-up attack behind that. He was all in, man, and executed it just well enough. Takes out Caliber. Means that he will be taking on our next opponent, Ragnarok, whoever that is.
It's a very fun game, though.
It is a fun game. Ragnarok Online. Go check it out if you haven't played it before, guys. We're going to take a short break, and then we're back with more StarCraft 2.